We're being followed by another dog. There's a loose dog with no dog tags. He's got a collar but no tags. It's a big doodle, Labradoodle. I don't know whose dog it is, but he's following us around. I think he's going to follow us for our walk. I hope not, though. I set this for people to join, but I don't have. There's no way for me to text to put the link in to put the link in. I wasn't thinking. I copied the link, but there's no way for me to type it in here. Hey, leave it. Come on, Toby. Hey, hey, hey. Come on, Toby. That poor dog. I hate to chase him away, but he's causing Toby stress. I don't need stress on my dog. 1 million in the building. Give us a yell. Tell us who you are. Leave it, Toby. Leave it, Toby. Hey, hey, right here. Heel. He left us. He's gonna leave us alone now. They need a way for the streamer to type in to type in the text box somewhere. I can't believe they don't have a way for you to type. Let's see. What is this? Oh, look at that. Toby, wait. Can't you give me a break every once in a while? Well, anyway, we're just out enjoying the blustery day. It's very windy out, and it's snowing lightly. When we first walked out of the door, we were getting hit by a mix of sleet and snow, but now it seems to be mostly sleet. Hey, oh, I can't wait till the daylight's back in the morning. I'm not grooving on this late night. It looks like late night dog walking. I'm not digging it. 2 million in the building. Hello, hello. Come and say hi. Toby! Toby already had to snarl at another dog this morning. Somebody's dog is loose. It's a beautiful golden doodle. It's got a collar on, but no. Hey, Toby, do your thing, buddy. I got to clean up after Toby, folks. Toby, clean up on aisle 5. I don't know why, but YouTube keeps, even though I've been putting thumbnails on my videos, seems like every time I get one of these purple bags out, YouTube decides to make that my screen or my thumbnail on their own. They've been putting the purple bags as my thumbnail. Don't know why. Stay right here, Toby. Like even though you put a thumbnail on there, they're still gonna put what they want when you're scrolling through the pages. Oh, is everybody okay? Toby, The wind knocked the phone right off of the stanchion. Very nasty out. Very, very nasty out. It's pretty dark. Temperature's like in the 30s, mid 30s, but the wind is 30 miles an hour. So it brings the wind chill down to like in the teens, like 18 to 20 degrees, I read this morning. So that's how cold it feels, but it's not actually that cold. We came out on one of these main streets so we could take advantage of all the street lights so we could see what's going on and not just be guessing in the dark. Santa and Mrs. Girl with Marliz, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. We still got Christmas going on here. Look at that. I wish I'd have known this was here. I would have came and took pictures of it. It's a beautiful, blustery winter day out. We're getting snowed on. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. You can see it in the lights. You can see the snow coming down. Hey Anna, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Look at that snow coming down. Y'all don't get that where you live, do you? We're supposed to get between today and tomorrow. We're coming this way with that's producing snow. But that's okay. We love snow. This restaurant here, 60 years, if not longer. When I was a kid in high school, this is where we came after the football games to have a pizza. And then when I was a little kid in elementary school, we came here to get sandwiches, Italian steak sandwiches. When I was a little kid, and when I was a little kid, there was a dairy right here that sold milk, fresh milk in the glass bottles. Now it's a parking lot. Go figure. How's everybody's day so far? You guys are like in the future, 12 hours into the future. It's about 7 a.m. here. How was Christmas? Did Santa come to visit? Our Christmas was very, very quiet. Toby and I, we just hung out at the house and the cat. Uh, I took mom for lunch at noon on Christmas Day. We went to every year we go to. There's a couple of restaurants that are open, and we'll go to one of those. And this year we went to the Chinese buffet, and we ate Chinese food. I think last year we went to a little mom and pop restaurant called Linwood Corners. I think is where we went last year. It's a sit down restaurant, just a mom and pop. Look at Toby's getting covered. Toby's getting covered in snow. Ooh, he just slid. Rarely do you see a dog slip. Snow, snow, snow. Look at that. The bar's open already. It's 7 o'clock in the morning and you can go in the bar and get some liquor. Isn't that crazy? That's just crazy. Whoa. There's still a lot of ice, even though it looks wet, like it's melting. Come on, Toby, this way. We gotta stay on the street where there's lights. Broken glass on the sidewalk. Holy smokes. That the wind's pushing the snow right to my face. No matter what the weather is, the dog's gotta be walked. Isn't that crazy? They gotta get out and do their thing. He doesn't seem to mind. The only difference in him today is his ears are laid back. Usually they're standing up. Did you guys see I got my dollar sign? Finally. It took 10 months, but I had slowed down in July. I stopped doing the overnight thing, the overnight streams in July. And and so it slowed me down. But I started them back up at the end of November, and here we are. It only took 3 weeks to go from 2,000 to 3,000 WH. And the thing now is I've got the WH now, but I need more subs. I'm lacking like 40 subs to get to the 1K, but we'll get there. We were trying to get there before January 1st, but I don't think that's going to happen. But we give it a good shot, though. Hey, Lizzie, Asha, how's it going? Thanks for coming by. Look at the flag blowing. It's a it's a very blustery day. You can see the snow coming down. Cold and windy. Scandalicious. Scandalicious. Scandalous. How's it going? Welcome, welcome, channel member. We're out doing our thing. And it's still dark out. I can't wait for the season to change. That's the only part of the winter that I don't like is the lack of sunshine. But other than that, I love winter. We're below we're daylight a day right now. I think we're like at 8.5 hours of daylight, and that's not enough. It's very cold with the snow coming down. The wind is blowing like crazy. You can see the snow's coming down sideways, so that adds to the cold. I believe it's like 34 degrees out, 32. It's just cold enough for the snow to form and not be rain. But with the wind blowing, it adds to the coldness. They call it the wind chill, and it goes by the temperature and how fast the wind's blowing. Like right now, the wind's blowing like 30 miles an hour. So the wind chill's down in the teens, like 18 to 20. It's cold, but we're dressed for it. Uh oh. Uh oh. Hey, thank you very much, Scandalicious. Scandalous. Thanks for the super chat. Hey, had to yell at Toby there. He doesn't like the big trucks coming by. Beautiful day. Beautiful day for a walk. Toby likes it. Toby enjoys this weather. He stops and eats the snow along the way. He's constantly, you can see he leaves tongue marks on the sidewalk. He just reaches up, lowers his head, and grabs some snow. I got a funny video of him from a week ago. He had laid down on his back in the snow and started wiggling around. And and he wiggled, and he moved about 4 foot, wiggling. And all the while, he kept tipping his head back and sticking his tongue out and licking snow off the ground. It was so funny. When he got to the sidewalk, he was still on his back, and he just laid his head back, and upside down, he was licking the sidewalk, licking the snow on the sidewalk. Funny boy. Now it's really coming down. Look at that. Could you handle it? Could you handle the snow? Okay, come. It's stinging on the face. Wind's whipping it so hard that when it hits my face, it stings. This is what you get picking to live here. We moved here when I was a little kid. I've moved away a couple of times, but I've always come back. For Toby's cold feetsies. That's funny. Look, there's a guy riding a bike. You know he's cold. Riding a bike on a cold day like this in the snow. There's a lot of people that ride their bikes here all winter long. That and the mopeds and the e-bikes, they're everywhere all winter long. I don't know how they stay up on them in the snow. I remember being a kid trying to ride my bike in the snow, and it wasn't happening. I couldn't make it work. Remnants of Christmas. Remnants of the Christmas. Look at the deer. Are those pretty neat? Toby's eyeballing them pretty good. They're stuffed animals. They're just toys. Whoever made them did a really good job. They look so lifelike. Isn't that nice? Little planters with a little Christmas tree in them. Oh, that's neat. They do got a Christmas tree in there. Well, what are the New Year's plans? Anybody have New Year's plans coming up? Toby and I were going to hang out We'll probably be in bed by 10, 11 o'clock. I don't even remember the last time I was awake at midnight on a New Year's. I can remember being a kid, being awake at midnight. I can remember watching a ball drop in New York when I was a teenager and in my 20s. But I think since the early 20s, I don't remember being awake at midnight. You got plans with your couch? I hear that. Ideal Eileen's in the building. What's happening, Ideal? Oh, hey, Lizzie, let me get you it's so cold here. Let me hook you up. I wasn't paying attention. I'm really slow with this. But let's get you a blue jacket here. I know your other house has one. We'll get you one on this one too. All the ninjas. Hey, folks, make sure you're subscribed, please. We're short. We're coming up on our 1,000, and it'd be nice to hit that before the end of the year. Oh, let's go look at let's take a turn. Let's go look at Christmas. We're gonna get out of this wind for a minute. We'll go look at this Christmas down here. Hold on, Toby. Hold on, Tovis. Hey, hey, heel. Come on. Come on, heel. Where are you supposed to be? All right, there we go. Whoa! This this kid's not paying attention today. Come here, Toby. There we go. Yeah, snowing again, Ideal. Love it. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. Okay, sorry for the swinging camera. Toby's whipping me all around. Here's some leftover Christmas. Frosty the snowman was a very happy soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose. I remember watching that movie. You know, back in when I was a kid, here we go. When I was a kid, all these Christmas movies, Santa Claus, Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, all that stuff, they only played that once a year. They played that one night, like a week before Christmas. And if you didn't watch it, you didn't see it. There were no DVDs. There was no VCRs. The networks controlled them programs, and they showed them one time a year. Now you get marathons of that stuff, and they're on DVD and VHS and all that stuff, digital. You can watch it anytime. Ideal says it's beautiful. I love snow, even though I haven't experienced it. Uh-oh, Toby's doing his thing again. Ruh-roh. Time for cleanup. Cleanup aisle 5. Cleanup aisle 5. But this is, I'd rather he poop out when we're walking than poop in the yard. And I got to clean it up in the yard. Because when it's in the yard, you don't see it right away. Because it's in the yard. Okay, let's start looking. I don't think he went. To be honest with you, I don't think he went. Oh, a little tiny bit. Hold on, Toby. Hold on, Toby. Okay. Okay. I gotta set the phone down, folks. Let me set you down a second so I can deal with what I gotta deal with. There we go. Gloves, dog leash, telephone. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for sticking with us. I wish you could work the phone with a glove on. There we go. Scandalous says that they only had 3 channels when they were a kid. Well, she was a kid. That had to suck. I grew up like dirt poor, like 2 pair of pants, two two pair of underwear, 2 pair of socks poor. You know what I mean? We were we were at the low end of the income pool. But anyhow, it didn't matter how poor we were. We could be dirt poor with no food, eating the free government cheese, but we always had cable TV since the early '70s. When I was little, we always had cable TV, no matter how poor we were. So I got to see everything. We got to watch all the TV when we were little. That's about all we had was TV. But we always had cable TV, and that's where I learned about life. There was a program out of Detroit. There was a TV station, WKBD, Detroit, that at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, a fellow named Bill Kennedy came on, and his show was called Bill Kennedy at the Movies, and he played old film noir. He played movies from the 30s and 40s, 50s. It was all black and white, all the old classics, all the old movie actors and actresses. There was musicals, comedies, dramas, everything you could think of. I watched it all. Ooh, that snow is stinging. You can see it's coming down sideways. It's stinging on. If you didn't have cable here, if you didn't have cable, you only got 4 channels. You had ABC, NBC, CBS, and then you got the public broadcast station out of Delta College here. We have two universities and 1 college within 20 miles of here. Ooh, stinging. I think the Delta College in our county. I'm not sure. Here's the old county market. It was here for like 100 years. The county farmers market and restaurant, and the politicians figured out a way to take it. There was even deed restrictions on it. The deed restrictions read that if the land was ever I'm just going to paraphrase it. If the land was ever not used for public market for 5 consecutive years, that it would revert to the ownership of the family that donated the land. Well, somehow the government, the city government figured, county government figured that they would do the 5 years empty, and then they'd just take it. So like 7 years ago, when the contracts to run the market and run the restaurant were up, they refused to renew them. And then they put up signs all over the place saying, keep out for the last 7 years. No one's been able to use this block, this county market and restaurant. It's sitting vacant so that the officials, the government bureaucrats could steal it and get their names on a plaque. They're building a government subsidized housing here. So, I mean, facts are facts. It's going to bring so much crime. Facts are facts. We've got another big government subsidized housing project in the town, and that little place. It's, I don't know if it's 6 block area, but they get like half the police calls every year in town. So that's what we're looking at here. Eddie Tricks, welcome, welcome. How's it going, my man? I'm just reminiscing about this county market. In the wintertime, it was a big long covered, I don't know, is that a block and a half long city block? But it was several hundred feet of covered like pavilion, you know what I mean? And with a restaurant. And in the wintertime they put a hockey rink in there, a ice rink for ice skating. And that's where one of the kids hockey league met. Since I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, we skated there, played on the ice. No more. So they designated a new area for the county market, and it's like just between a couple of old buildings in the area. There's no roof, there's no facilities, there's no power, there's no nothing. They did us in, and the county market was thriving. There was never a time that it wasn't being used. What's messed but politicians, they figure they got to change. They figure they're there for a change when really you just want what used to be. Uh-oh. Hey, Wamuyu. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Wamuyu says we're uh there we go. Hopefully we're back. Come here, Toby. Come here, buddy. Wind blowing. Except we don't have any snow on the ground, really. We'll get some today and tomorrow. But we went Christmas without snow, and a couple of days before Christmas we had 8 inches on the ground. Isn't that crazy? Michigan's crazy like that. You'll get a freezing day and like this, and a day later it'll be 50 degrees, 60 degrees. Whoa, slippery, slippery. Let's go one more block, Toby, and then we'll head back the other way. Sad to say, this is where I come get my tacos. Taco Bell. But on Tuesdays, we go. My friend Jeff and I, we go to a real Mexican restaurant and get the real deal. I used to live in this neighborhood when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. Right there in that house, the upstairs apartment of that house, right there that I'm showing you, the yellow and white house. when I was a little kid. There was a church right here. They rebuilt it. They've torn it. They bought the rest of the block, it looks like. They bought half the block, and there was all kinds of houses here when I was little. The church bought all the houses and built a bigger church. What do you think, Toby? I wonder if Toby's still having a good time. Oh, it's beautiful out. Yeah, New Year's coming. I gotta work New Year's Eve, but I got New Year's Day and the day after off, and then the weekend, of course. And then I don't think we get time off for months, do we? Is there any holidays after New Year's? I don't know when the next holiday. I don't pay attention, and I'm an old dude. I've never paid attention to when the holidays are, other than Christmas, Halloween, New Year's, Fourth of July. Those are the only holidays I can tell you what days what days they're on. We'll come this way. We got to start back towards the house. It's pretty nasty out. Come on, Bubba. I don't know where you're going. Face. Ouch. Ouch. There's there's the closest Mickey D's. We have got one, two, three, four, five, six. We've got six McDonald's in our town. And there was another one. There was a seventh, but that closed. It's the only McDonald's I ever saw that closed. Ooh, that snow is stinging. Sting in the face. Holy smokes. Hurting my cheeks. The face cheeks. The other cheeks are fine. Come on, Toby. We're not going to cross. But here's the McDonald's. If anybody needs anything, holler out while I'm here. Oh, it said it's 32 degrees out. Toby's got his ears laid back for the storm. Hey, 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 hey. I'm trying to talk over the music. Hopefully you didn't hear it. I don't want to have to go back looking for it to take it out of here. That guy's jamming out. No, I'm a subcontractor. I work for myself, and I just contract with whatever company's got work. So there's no paid days off or holidays or anything. If I don't, that's business. I'd rather work the way I work than to be an employee. The way I work now, I can do what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like start what I want to start, work on what I want to work on. As long as I produce, everything's cool. Some days I work second shift, some days I work days. Most days I work the daytime. Some days I take days off and work Sunday. You know what I mean? If I take Friday off, I'll work Sunday instead. You can't do that when you're an employee. Martin Luther King Day in January, Mardi Gras on Valentine's Day in February. Come on, Toby. Come on. February. All right. Yeah, MLK Day's a day off, but I normally work it because I don't get paid for days off. So simple days like that, the one days I work. Christmas, New Year's, I take time off. I also miss time for the dog shows, but it's very rare. I'll miss a half a Friday, or I'll miss all the Friday. There's uh there's only one dog show that we go to all 4 days. Two dog shows, I'm sorry. There's a dog show in the next town west of us, two towns west of us that we go to all 4 days. And then our own club dog show, we go all 4 days. 2 days I gotta work too. But I still get to show Toby. Woo! All that haze you see is snow. There's smaller flakes right now, but the wind's really stinging. Of course, we're walking right into it. My man Toby's face is covered. What do you think of Toby? What are you thinking, little buddy? Is it cold out for you yet? Hey, Assad Danger Brand. What's happening, Assad Danger Brand? We're in a snow and sleet storm, man. The sleet's stinging my face. Whew. Here you go. Does anybody want to stop at the gym for a workout? What's new with you, Assad? I'm sorry if I'm yelling. It's just a natural reaction. I'm getting a mouthful of wind every time I open it. Yep, another day of work. When I was a young guy, I used to tell my friends, it's too bad they make you work until you're old. They should give you your retirement money until you hit 60, and then put you to work until you die. But now that I've reached that age, hey, I don't think that's a very good idea. I'm, I'm ready for that retirement. Let me tell you, it's so far off in the distance, though. No, no. Ooh, ooh, my face is going to be beet red by the time we get home. Beaten red. Toby's just doing his thing. Hey, why you keep walking in front of me? Whew. Oh, see how quick the road covered? The road covered up really quick, didn't it? When we left the house, there was nothing on the road. Now it's covered in white. We'll probably get a good inch today at least. It keeps coming down this hard, this heavy. Let me see. Oh, I was just about to show you his face. His face was covered in snow, but he just shook it all off. Whew. Now I'm getting snow in my shoe. I didn't put boots on. I put sneakers on because there was no snow. So all we got is sneakers today. At least my feet are warm. Yesterday, Toby was outside and in the rain. He didn't want to come in. After he eats his breakfast, he wants to be outside till about noon or 1 o'clock. Did you see him turn around when I said breakfast? Breakfast. Yeah. Yeah, breakfast. Toby knows what time it is. Time for breakfast. Breakfast. Here you can see his face. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see, puppy. Oh, he's so cute. I'll show you my face, but the cold's got snot running out of my nose. There he is. He's reaching. He just reached down for a mouthful of snow. He's doing it again. It looks so cool. Uh, Crazy puppy. Well, fam, we're almost back to the house. It's almost time to say goodbye. We've got a couple more minutes. Did you catch our overnight stream? The overnight stream last night, we had, I believe that was the last time I crossed the Mississippi. In the video that I have been on, he was 6 hours, 6.5 hours away, and I drove to pick him up. I drove there, straight there, picked him up, and we drove straight home. We didn't goof around or stay the night or nothing. Maybe we should have, because when we get in the car, he gets nervous every time. He starts drooling and what do you call it? Panting, whining. He loves to be in the car. I don't put him in the kennel very often in the car. Bad daddy, I let him run loose inside the truck, and he bounces all over the place. One time he jumped out the window this last summer, running loose in the truck. I had the window down. I usually don't let him put his head out the window because I don't want him to get eye infections. But we were coming home from the park. We were playing at the park that day, and we were coming home through the neighborhoods. And I'm like, "Well, I'll keep it at 10 miles an hour. That way, there's really no wind, and I'll let him hang his head out the window, you know." So I lowered the window 10 miles an hour. We get like 4/5 of the way home, and I'm talking to the dog, and I look in my rearview mirror, and I don't see that dog. And so I turned around real quick, and that dog is not in the car. The dog is not in the car. I slammed on the brakes and threw it and parked right where I was. I was right in the middle of an intersection. I blocked the intersection. And I threw it in park, and I hopped out of the truck and started screaming for him. And I yelled for him and yelled for him, and he was nowhere to be seen. I didn't even know when he jumped out of the truck, where he jumped. It was like a mile drive. We had come a mile from where we were, and I had no idea when he jumped out. Never heard it. But at that intersection, as I'm screaming for this dog, I start walking down the sidewalk with my car right in the middle of the intersection running, door open. And and I catch a glimpse of Toby running after a cat. He was chasing a cat between some houses. Oh my God, I just about died. When I turned around and didn't see him, I almost died right at that moment. It was like, oh, I thought I was done. Scared the living shit out of me. So needless to say, Toby's window privileges have been revoked. Needless to say, he has never got to hung his head out the window ever again. He could have broke his neck. Get that baby some breakfast. Yeah, yeah, we're almost there. We are almost there. We're trying to get our 1 hour in. You know what I mean? When you go live, if you're not going to stay at least 1 hour, there's no sense in going live, right? Right? You got to at least give the people an hour. You got to at least give the people an hour of your time. We left the house at, I think it was about 10 minutes to 7. And we're trying to get our hour in. We've got about 6 minutes to go. We're going to bend a couple more corners before we hit the house, though. So look at that. The sidewalks were completely clear this morning. The roads were clear. And we've already got close to half an inch in less than an hour. Well, in about an hour. It was just barely starting to come down when we were walking out the front door. Scandalous says, I should send you my weenie dog, Benji, to walk. LOL. He'd never make an hour. He's 18. Holy smokes. That dog has lived a long life. Holy cow, 18? You got lucky with that dog. Very lucky. I was just doing the math the other... Stop. I was doing the math a couple nights ago, laying in bed. Border Collies live like 13 to 15 years, 12 to 15 years. That puts me in my early 70s. That's going to be a hurt. You know it's coming, but it's at least a decade away, you know? Hopefully I'll have grandson of Toby by then, huh? Great grandson of Toby. He's just now 3, so he'll be in his prime in a couple years. I gotta get a girl dog lined up. There was a couple of ladies talking to us earlier, a couple of months ago, for about this summer. Toby being Papa this summer, but we never got out of the talking stage. All we did was talk about it. No action was taken. Maybe this coming year. I got to get his health check turned in. I got his genetic test. I got it about a month ago, but I never actually give it to him yet. I got to get that done. Maybe we could do that today. They send you a swab, and you got to swab inside the mouth for like 30 seconds. But it has to be, they can't have anything to eat or drink within 30 minutes of doing it. So you got to kind of pay attention. And that's why I haven't done it yet, because during the day, I never really pay attention. By the time I think of it, it's always after I've given him a treat or I've seen him drinking. Pretty soon we'll get it taken care of. He's had his eyes checked. He's had his heart checked. Now we're going to do this DNA test, and then when that comes back, if he's perfect DNA, then we'll get the hips and elbows done. We don't want to get the hips and elbows done till the genetic test comes back, because if his genetic test is bad, then there's no sense in spending I think it's like $600 to get the hips and the elbows checked. So we're going to hold off on that till we get our genetic test first. He may not be breeding stock. We don't know. His parents come back genetically perfect, which carries over to him. He's clear by parentage, they call it. But in order to make him a breeding candidate, he's going to have his own. But like I said, I already got the test. It's just a matter of administering it and mailing it in. Then we find out if he's. Oh, he's your rescue baby. That's cool. 18 years old. That's a long time. When I was like 4 years old, we had a dachshund, a little smooth coat, brown one. His name was Snuffy. Little Snuffy. So I got this really bad memory, and there's a lot of things I can't remember. And one of the things I can't remember is when I was in 6th and 7th grade, we had this little dog. We were in Louisiana, living at the Army base. My dad was a career Army guy. And we had this little dog, and he wasn't, I don't even know how to explain it. My 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 dad and stepmom, they weren't much on taking care of animals. And I was just a little kid, so I didn't know much about taking care of animals either. But anyway, through the years, I have forgotten the dog's name. Believe it, I have forgotten the dog's name. My memory is for shit. And there's only one other person that knew the dog's name, my sister. Dad's passed on, and I'm sure he'd never remembered the dog's name. He didn't like the dog. But anyhow, my sister died like 3 years ago. So there is nobody to tell me what the dang dog's name was. And it's one of those things that's driving me crazy. What was the dog's name? I'll never know the answer. Never, ever. That's messed up. That's what you lose when people die. You know, I was looking at the photos in my phone. No one's ever going to see that stuff. Is that crazy? Think about that. All the photos in your phone, all the little movies, all that shit. When you pass, no one's ever going to look at that. Now, growing up, we had cameras that, You took your roll of film, you took all your pictures, you took it down to the drugstore or the Kmart and had the pictures developed, and then you had pictures in the album or a box full of pictures. No, those pictures we looked at as a kid. I looked at that stuff, and as an adult, every once in a while, my sister and I would be at my mom's, and we'd go through all the pictures, looking at stuff. But the kids today, my kids have never seen the pictures in my phone. I don't believe I've ever sat down with my kids, or that they sat down with me to look at pictures. Maybe when they were little, when you can make them do things, sit down and look at this. Yeah, all your memories, all your favorite memories, poof, gone. I think I had this talking a few months back. My little box of trinkets. I got a little box of trinkets. It's just like a 5x7 card file box, the little teeny tiny box that you put the little file cards in. But I've got one that I've had since sixth grade. No, before that, fourth grade. And it's got little trinkets, little things I've made, pictures and all that. Pictures from YMCA camp, pictures from junior high, things made in art class, little things like that. I've been carrying that around for 50 years, over 50 years. It's in a drawer. Well, it's been in a drawer for the last 40 years. So I guess I haven't been carrying it around, but every once in a while I pull it out and look at the stuff in there. There's, like junior high school ID cards, things like that, your little keepsakes. But when I pass on, I know exactly where that box is going. I know exactly where that box is going and what's in it. That's going in the trash. Isn't that funny? One man's treasure. It doesn't go the other way around. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, when you die, your treasure becomes another man's trash. That's some funny shit. Yeah, we getting old, man. I never thought about it before. But now that I've hit this age, it's like people drop dead at this age. My sister, my sister dropped dead at this age. Literally. Oh well, it's been a fun run, let me tell you. If that were to happen, but I think my mom's in her 80s. Her mom died in her late 70s. Dad died in his 70s. His dad died in his early 70s. I think with the way generations extend after, from the prior generation, I think probably good to go to 90, hopefully. Mom's doing pretty good I think she's 82 this year. She's doing good. I don't have kids, so all my stuff will be given away. It's kind of sad. Yeah, it's sad. One of my kids doesn't have kids. The oldest kid has two boys. Number two son has an adopted daughter. And the number three child, no kids. I got to go see those grandkids. I didn't go to see them on Christmas. Toby and I just hung out. I don't like to bother people. I know they got, I know that, when you have daughter, how's it go? When you have daughters, the daughters come home on the holidays to the mama. But when you have sons, they go to their wives. They go to the in-laws because the daughters got to go to the mamas. So I don't bother the sons on holidays. The daughter's got her own thing going on. Me and the dog hung out, and the cat. We took mom to a Chinese buffet. Had some Chinese buffet lunch. All right, folks. I'm not saying you got to go home, but you got to leave here. Time to go. Our walk is done for the day. We're just going to bend this last. Oh, look at the Christmas. This is my favorite Christmas tree here. Over here. She changes the colors on the tree for different holidays. She dresses it up for the different holidays, leaves it out all year long. At first, when they first started doing it, I was like, what? A Christmas tree all year? But then I saw that they were changing the colors and the decorations, and now I kind of expect to see it. It looks good. Ah, Ideal Eileen TV. I sure appreciate everybody for coming by. And I appreciate for stopping by last night during the live stream too. That helps out on the W, the WH. Those live streams do pretty good. The all night live streams, they do really well with the WH. I imagine once we get our ads rolling, we'll do okay. The memberships are doing well. We've got seven members, and then I passed out the 10 memberships that YouTube gives you, and then I bought another 5. So we've got the 7 original plus another 15, the 15 1 month members. So it turns out that you can set when you buy it, gifting memberships, you can set the level of the gifting membership. So since I've always seen them that they were expensive when to gifting. I didn't know you could set that. So I set mine at 99 cents. The basic membership level is 99 cents. And the gifting level is 99 cents. So it only cost me $5 to give 5 memberships. Yeah, the days are too fast. I hear that. The years go by pretty quick now. It'll be spring, gardening time. It seems like it was just yesterday. It was 1999. We were partying like it was 1999 and the Y2K, and we thought the computers were going to crash. It seems like it was just yesterday. Here it is 25 years later. Even the COVID, that's already been 5 years since the COVID hit the country. I was working out of state. I've been working out of state for the 10 years prior to that. And in the COVID epidemic caused me to come home from I was working down in Texas, and it completely changed my industry. Now almost everything is well, they got to have boots on the ground, but most of the places now are that I pull work from, everything's online. Like the project I'm on now, everything's online past like 1940, 1950. I can do my research practically all online. Anyhow, time to say goodbye, fam. Hey, Wamuyu, welcome, welcome. Yeah, we got some daylight now. You can see what we got. I think the snow is mostly blowing. It doesn't seem to be coming down like it was. I think it's mostly blowing snow now. But you see the sidewalks and the streets, everything got covered. When we left the house this morning, there was no snow. It'll be snowy all day. We can hope. Well, folks, it's been real and it's been fun. And today it was real fun, covered in snow. Y'all have a good day. We'll see you on the streets. Oh, I got to do a redirect. Hold on. Hold on. Fam, don't go anywhere. It's going to take me about a minute to go do this redirect, and I'll be right back. Okay, fam, we're all set. We're going to go to Masciano. Hopefully he's still alive. I didn't get a chance to go over there because I'm on my phone. But fasten your seatbelts, and away we go.